Her name is Vanessa. Pretty, soft-spoken, and dangerously charming, the kind of woman who knows how to smile her way through a man's suspicion. She had been with Daniel for 2 years. A loyal man. Calm, disciplined, and deeply in love, the kind of man who believed in building a future with the woman he adored. He wasn't rich, but he had direction. Every plan he made had her name in it. But that wasn't enough for Vanessa. When her company hired a new regional manager, Mr. Collins, a tall, confident man in his late 30s with power in his presence, her curiosity turned into temptation. He dressed sharp, spoke with authority, and had that dangerous masculine aura that made her blush during meetings. He noticed it. He always does. And when power senses weakness, seduction becomes a game. It started innocently. A few late meetings. A few lunches to discuss work. A few texts that lingered longer than they should. Vanessa knew she was crossing a line. But she convinced herself it was harmless. Daniel doesn't need to know, she whispered to herself one night while texting Collins from the comfort of her boyfriend's bed. By the 3rd month, it wasn't just texting anymore. It was hotel rooms. It was lies. It was lust. She was living 2 lives, the faithful girlfriend at home and the secret mistress at work. But there was one thing she didn't know. Mr. Collins, her boss, her secret lover, wasn't just anyone. He was Daniel's closest friend. His mentor. The man who guided him when he was struggling to find his career path. The same man who stood beside him years ago and toasted at his birthday saying, "Daniel, when you find your woman, protect her. The world is full of wolves." The irony? He had become the wolf. The trap didn't spring suddenly, it built slowly. Daniel had been noticing Vanessa's distance. The random smiles at her phone. The excuses. The faint scent of cologne that wasn't his. But he didn't rush. He played it calm. He observed. He waited. Then one day, Collins invited him out for drinks, just like old times. They laughed, reminisced, spoke about business. Then, halfway through the evening, Collins pulled out his phone. He smiled faintly and said, "You won't believe who's been warming my sheets lately." Daniel froze when he saw the pictures. Vanessa. His Vanessa. Same lips he used to kiss. Same body he held every night. Now wrapped around the man he once called brother. But Daniel didn't react. Not that night. He didn't shout. He didn't throw punches. He just smiled, the kind of smile that hides a storm. He wanted the truth to reveal itself, on its own. So he planned his move. 2 weeks later, Vanessa came home from work, tired and pretending she had been in a long meeting. The lights were dim. Candles were lit. Soft music played in the background. On the table were 2 wine glasses, and 2 men sitting across from each other. Daniel. And Mr. Collins. She froze. Her throat tightened. Her bag dropped to the floor. Every lie she ever told started to echo back in her head. Daniel's voice broke the silence. "You've been working overtime, huh?" She stuttered, "Babe, I can explain." Collins cut in with a smirk. "Please do. I'd love to hear this version." The silence that followed was suffocating. Tears filled her eyes. Words couldn't form. She looked from one man to the other, realizing that the web of deceit had collapsed right on top of her. Daniel stood up. Calm. Composed. His voice low and steady. "You didn't just betray me, Vanessa. You disrespected love, trust, and loyalty. You thought you were being clever, but you were just being cheap." He dropped her apartment key on the table. "Get out. And don't ever show your face again." As she walked out trembling, Collins looked down, ashamed. Daniel turned to him with a cold stare. "You taught me to protect myself from wolves, remember?" He leaned forward. "You just reminded me why." Then he left the room. Vanessa lost both men that night. One to her betrayal, the other to his guilt. Daniel didn't chase. He didn't seek closure. He built himself. He leveled up. He became colder, wiser, stronger. Because sometimes, a man must be betrayed to be reborn. Brutal lesson: loyalty is not just about love, it's about character. When you betray a man of vision, you don't just lose him, you lose access to the world he was building with you. Girls' approach teaches you: walk away from deceit like a man who knows his worth. Step up or step aside. Weakness is a choice, strength is a decision. If you fail, fail forward. But if you quit, you're done. And if you disappoint, you must appear before the Council of Brotherhood, and explain why you've decided to disgrace everybody.